Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad. Happy Monday, everyone. Get ready for another great week of football talk. Here we go. Oh, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the show. My podcast brother from another mother, Mr. Super Kev, Super Kevin Campbell.
How are you, Soph?
I'm better. I have to say, I was laying low this weekend. I wasn't tip top. You know, none of that COVID nonsense.
Recuperating.
Yes.
Recharging the battery.
Yes, absolutely. So laid low, watch movies, watch this really good thriller called The Stepfather, Kev, that I hadn't seen before and loved, right? Mm-hmm. So just chilled. What about you? How are you? You're looking, sprightly and shiny and beautiful as always.
Soph, I've had a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
I've been up and down. I've been involved in all sorts. I got stuck on the train and all that. Honestly, got stuck on the train for hours. But you know what? Life is good. I can't complain. I'm fit. I'm healthy.
Beautiful.
Family all right. What more could I ask for? And the squaddies are in. So
absolutely,
here we go.
The squaddies are in, and mi familia Demian, our boy, is in the house tonight. Hello, he's working hard on getting our Arsenal women's show off the ground. Super Kev, we're very excited about that. Good evening to all the squaddies in the house. Taib, Rich, Johnny Boy, of course, Newman's in the house as well. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. Let's get stuck right into it, shall we, Super Kev? The Arsenal versus Chelsea. All right. Of course, the sky's falling again after a friendly, as it does. But I want to start off. This is Monday Madness. We've got the top 5 talking points. And of course, our show is sponsored by our good friends at footballprizes.co.uk. I'm not sure if it's a good time to announce that this week it's Aubameyang's boot that's being signed, Kev.
It's a golden one. We could have some of that, couldn't we? We need him with his golden boots on this season.
We do need him with his golden boots. But I want to get stuck into the mind of the player. That's the beauty about our show. Kev gives it to us from the total perspective of being in front, behind, and across those white lines. So I want to start with the biggest part of what happened yesterday, Kev. And you and I've talked about the midfield being the most important thing that Arsenal need to fix this coming season. Thomas Partey injury is an absolute dick punch. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know now what it feels like to get kicked in the balls, and I'm not a man.
Minus the pain, eh? Minus the pain. Minus the tears. Sophie, this Thomas Partey was playing well. We know how much of a linchpin he is in our midfield. He can do it all. And to see him get injured and have to go off is painful to see. But do you know what it also does, Sophie? What it might do is actually speed things up in who we bring in.
Mm.
Because I'm sure we're going to deal with it a little bit later regarding Granit Xhaka. So I don't want to stay too much on that. But I think that midfield area that had needed addressing even before Thomas Partey went down, there's even bigger gaps in there. And what yesterday shined on as well, Sophie, is that El Nene will only ever be a backup to a backup.
I can't.
He's just, against decent opposition, he can function. But against better opposition, you see he gets trapped, that they're a bit too clever.
He can't keep up with the press of anything, Kev.
Yeah.
He can't keep up.
Thomas Partey.
He's not. And Thomas is the only one that really makes the ball travel forward. And he's able to carry it forward. And, I don't care what anyone says. Pre-season's pre-season, but he's looked sharp. He's looked ready. He's looked a little leaner.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looked really ready to go. And for this to happen, Kev, you've covered him for the entire last season in La Liga while he was playing with, before he came to us, at Atletico Madrid. You watched him in the big games against Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Starman.
Starman. And also, Kev, what with the injury situation?
He never got injured.
So what's happening here, Kev? As a player, you've played in the Premier League. You went to Turkey. Like, I know they stuck their boot in a lot more when you were there and stuff like that. But even in the Premier League, the speed, the aggressiveness is completely different. And I know that a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Loftus-Cheek, dirty fouls. It's a pre-season." You and I talked very much. If you're playing Chelsea, Tottenham, there's no friendlies.
Sophie, if we're playing St. Albans, there's no friendlies.
Exactly.
In that midfield, which is the engine room, you still have to put your foot in. You still have to make tackles. Because you know what? The moment you don't, they will. So you've got to protect yourself. You've got to protect your ball, and you've got to protect your teammates. I thought that game was played in the right spirit, to be honest, yesterday.
I did too, actually.
Yeah.
I felt that both teams were gearing up to knowing that the season's 2 weeks away, right? And you've got to start playing as close to what your starting 11's going to be, whoever's available. And to lose Partey at this point, Kev, with the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the transfer market between now and August 31st is a dick punch. And here's the scoop, which is this was my first talking point for Monday with you, and it will roll on into a little of the second point, because I don't know if there's been a more polarizing figure than this guy. Can anyone in chat tell me, has there been Ozil was polarizing for different reasons, but for pure footballing reasons, I'm not sure there's been a more polarizing figure of late than Granit Xhaka. But I'm also now, Kev, I've defended him, and I've also called him out where necessary. Turns out the Roma deal's fallen apart, which I do believe I mentioned to you, Lee and Dan, that he would be here at the start of the season, right?
You did, yeah.
And he flirted with Mourinho all summer on Instagram. The likes, the back and forth, the messages. And the deal falls through. Roma don't give him or Arsenal what they want. Arsenal shouldn't be vilified for pulling from that deal, because we've been absolutely taken to the cleaners so often. And finally, right, Kev, they step up and they're like, no, if you're not meeting our evaluation, we're not. See ya. But the U-turn then Arsenal make and offer him a new contract, but then give him more money, I think that's where Arsenal fans have kind of lost their minds a little bit in the, okay, if he can't go now, we have to have him stay. But they have to offer him a new contract in order to protect us next season if he is going to be sold on. Am I right or wrong on that one, Kev?
Well, that's right.
Okay.
You're protecting his value. Yeah.
So where I'm leading with this for Xhaka, with all that's said and done, and Mikel Arteta, who needs to be careful about what he says, because he made he was very vehement about a comment he made a few months ago where he said, I shouldn't convince anyone to play for Arsenal. Well, here he is now offering Bellerin a new contract with improved terms, and supposedly, Kev, he's offering Xhaka and Bellerin.
He offered Bellerin? Xhaka, I could understand.
Xhaka, yes. Bellerin, I don't believe yet. I don't.
Yeah. I'm not sure about Bellerin.
I'm not sure about that.
Xhaka, I could understand, again, because of the value, and let's be totally honest. Xhaka was one of our better players last season, right?
He was.
He's proven he can play pretty well in that midfield with Thomas Partey. And I'm not saying Xhaka is the answer. I'm just saying he can play in that midfield. Sophie, we're losing so many of our midfielders that we need some continuity in there.
I know, but apparently now Willock is staying because...
Yeah, but That's fine. I've got no problem with. I mean, we've had these discussions before, whether he goes or whether he stays. I've got no problem with that. But the issue for us is we need that engine room quality to be upped, whether Xhaka stays or goes.
Correct. 100% agree with you. No doubt whatsoever. I guess my point is that I understand Arsenal fans who are upset about this, but at the same time, what do you expect the club to do? What do you expect us to do? Just give him away for nothing? And people are talking, well, they wanted, whether it's 16 or 17 and we wanted 20. 3 million, 4 million in today's day and age is a lot of money.
A lot of
right?
money. A lot of money.
So, Kev, how do we move on with this? Because I'm not saying he's the answer, but he scored a goal again, right? He is much better than El Neni. If Thomas Partey's injured, you've got Lokonga, who I totally disagree with everyone who says, oh, he needs time. No, I would play Lokonga all day long ahead of El Neni, Kev.
You can play now, yeah.
Talk to me about this whole Xhaka thing and how we're going to move beyond it and past it, because I got Soap's comment up here. I think Xhaka is the best of what we have. I'd rather see him play with Partey. Xhaka or Neni don't work. They don't work, Kev. We've seen this movie before.
Yeah, sideways. Sideways.
So how is it fans can move away from the toxicity and that vibe towards Xhaka versus if he's going to stay, at some point you've got to say, okay, this is it. We got to move on.
So I think it all boils down to us upgrading our midfield, because it's not good enough. And even last season, it wasn't good enough. That was with Xhaka and Partey in there. It wasn't good enough. Partey looked like he stepped it up. He knows what's needed. Xhaka is a decent player, but we need more energy. We need more goals. We need more offense from the midfield. But our problem is, Sophie, we've lost so many bodies in that midfield. You get rid of Xhaka, what's it going to cost to replace him? I can tell you this much. It's not going to cost 17 million. It's going to cost a lot more than 17 million. So what we then need to do is, because we've lost so many midfielders, if Roma don't want to give us what we want, keep him, and then we have to add to it. That's what we have to do.
What do you think about Knuckles here? Because I'm split on this. I'm torn, because I think right now we need a little bit of familiarity, but the familiarity I think we need is Tierney. Saka needs to come back real quick, ESR. And again, so after seeing these preseason games, the pressure on Saka and ESR is huge. Again,
welcome to Arsenal.
We're doing it. We're doing it again, Kev. We're doing it again.
Sophie, here's the problem. Knuckles' point is what the problem is. His point is the problem. Get rid of him and take the loss, but you still have to replace him. And it's gonna cost a hell of a lot more than 17, 18 million to replace him. This is the point. Caps is right. Let's say it costs 30 million. Sophie, we need a lot more than one player in the midfield.
I know.
So therefore, we need some familiarity, as you say. If Xhaka stays, we still need two midfielders, because El Neni isn't good enough.
And I would say with Jajit here, Xhaka finally has a great partner in Partey that will make more of a difference than one would imagine. Retaining Granit gives us money to invest in the attacking midfielder and maybe even the right back position, Kev. And maybe with Ben White at the back, it will be a little bit different. And I also wanted to add Christopher's comment, because he's asking me, why am I torn on Xhaka? I'm not torn on Xhaka. I'm torn on the situation we're in.
The midfield, yeah.
How is it we've allowed this to happen again?
So we've not allowed anything to happen. Roma said they wanted him. He got the go ahead. Personal terms were agreed. Then Roma started moving the goalposts. Let's have it right. This is what teams do because they think that they can take the is.
You can say,
you know what I mean? The is. And no, Arsenal say, hold on a minute. You said you'd pay X. They didn't. So you know what? Go away. And who's to say they won't come back in? Who's to say that? We don't know. But in order to protect Arsenal's position, because another year goes by and he's got, 1 year left on his contract after that? You find Arsenal find themselves in a very difficult situation.
Would it have been so bad, like Charlie George says, to have taken 15 million for Xhaka, Kev? Because now look at what's happening. The narrative we've got.
Yeah, but Sophie, Charlie George says he would have taken 15. They'd virtually agreed on whatever they said they would agree on, and then when somebody tries to stiff you, Sophie, when somebody tries to stiff you, then you think to yourself, hold on a minute, you've got to draw the line somewhere. Not that we would have taken 15. When somebody tries to pull the wool over your eyes and turn you over, you've got to draw the line. And Arsenal said, no, we're not having it. And rightly so.
But I will argue this, and squaddies, let me know what you think. I don't think Arteta actually ever wanted Xhaka to leave, El Neni to leave, Bellerin to leave. Kolasinac is a different story. I don't think he wants Chambers to leave. My problem is I see visionary moments from him about moving forward, the signing of Gabriel, the signing of Thomas Partey, the going after certain players. But then I see the same old behavior that is very Arsenal pre-Edu and Arteta. Kolasinac still there. Chambers is still there. El Neni's still there. Holding was a nightmare yesterday. I mean, I tell you something, Kev, if it's not Gabriel and Ben White, we've got problems at the back. I mean, that's one of my other points, right? So maybe the points just merge into one today.
Hold on. Yeah, maybe they do all five. But there is still, trust me, there is still 2 weeks to go before the season starts. Let me just tell you something about these last 2 weeks. Because normally the lads are on kind of diesel. They're like diesel because the sharpness isn't quite there. So you're working on diesel. Mm-hmm. And then it's the last 2 weeks is where you do all the sharp stuff to really fire the fast twitch muscles in the legs. Because you've done all the long running stuff, you've done all the stuff to make you diesel, then the quick fire stuff goes, and now you're super octane. And I'm not saying we're going to make Pablo Mari or Holding any quicker, but it's everything, the thinking, everything starts to come together a lot closer to that first game of the season. And don't forget, the first game of the season is on a Friday. So we've got 2 Fridays' time, we kick off. Mm-hmm. But we didn't look as sharp as we should have from the back. We looked okay from midfield, kind of going forward. We looked okay.
Well, we'll get there. I just wanted to put Ray's comment up for you because I've heard this from quite a few fans who were there yesterday. I sat at the Emirates where the subs warmed up. Bellerin looked like he can't be asked and played like it too. And of course, his mistake led to a Chelsea goal, Kev, and he's on my list. Why?
He's gone.
Okay, but why are we playing him? Why are we playing?
He's an Arsenal player, Sophie. Everybody's got to get game time. Because let's be honest, Sophie, you never know what's going to happen. Because here's the problem, you see, Sophie. I don't know what's going to happen if a new right back's going to come in. Callum Chambers could get injured in training. Something else could happen. And then you're going to be he might be your only right back you got at the club. So he's going to have to play. And if he hasn't got any minutes, what people are going to say? Well, why didn't you get him minutes? Because he's you have to listen, the squad has to get game time. That's the professional thing to do.
I understand that. and Christopher, I understand too that we need to move on from all this nonsense, but the nonsense is there. That's why I'm bringing it up today. Okay. It's still there. And I'm not being funny. Other than Lokonga and Ben White, what have we improved in the squad so far this off-season? And Kev, the striker mind, Aubameyang still looking off. I know the season hasn't started. I don't care what he does now. I care what he does from Brentford onwards.
That's right. That's
right. But the problems are still there. That's the issue.
Sophie, what all of this goes away. Arsenal win at Brentford.
It doesn't go away with that win.
No. It goes away with a win.
What?
But because we already know what the issues are. We know Arsenal's midfield. We know we want a new right back in. We know we want an attacking midfielder. All of these, we know we might need even more cover at centre half. We know all these things. But here's the problem, Sophie. This is the problem. We don't know what's going on with new signings. We have no idea. We could want and wish and we follow speculation, but we don't know actually what's going on inside that football club. Because that's why I'm hoping, and I hope and pray the scan went okay for Thomas Partey and he ain't out for too long a period of time. But what we really need is for Arteta and Edu and the guys to go out and start getting in the quality that we need. You could see in the midfield, once Partey goes off, they just start cutting through us. So they cut through us.
This is the alarming thing, and this is the problem. You cannot go into the new season with Xhaka and El Neni as your midfield partnership. You cannot. I don't care. It has to be Xhaka and Lokonga if that's going to be, if Thomas is going to be out for 8 weeks. And also, I think it was James you mentioned and a couple of others said that Thomas Partey was out last night with some ladies and he was wearing a foot thing. And I'm like, well, what's he doing that? I mean, he just got injured playing against Chelsea. What's he doing out and about on his foot? What is he doing? Why is the club allowing that to happen? He shouldn't be out. If he's got an injury and he's one of our most important players, what's he doing with a foot brace on out, with hanging out? Why?
Well, you are allowed to go out for dinner. It's not as if he wasn't dancing about, was he?
You know what else is funny, Kev? What? Everyone poo-pooing Tammy Abraham. Who scored yesterday?
Tammy Abraham scored. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, Sophie. He isn't Lukaku, but I'm going to tell you this. He will cause problems for defenses. And you know what? We can whip the ball in, and we've got a presence who can head it in the net. But Arsenal fans, you know what Arsenal fans are like. We don't want him. It's a Chelsea this, is a Chelsea that. Do you know what happens after that, Sophie? I do believe he's an Arsenal fan as well, by the way. Tammy Abraham, I think, is an Arsenal fan.
This is what I've heard.
But here's the funny thing, Sophie. We don't sign him and he goes somewhere else and then he starts scoring goals. Then you know who gets the blame, don't you?
Arteta.
Exactly.
Well, listen.
He should have went for Tammy Abraham. Look what goals he's scoring elsewhere. You can't win.
Okay. Let me tell you something, Kev. And it's just pre-season. And there is no need to go crazy and supersonic. And there's 326 of you in live chat. Hit that like button. Smash that like button if you love that Harry Kane didn't turn up for Tottenham training today.
Listen, we want at least half. We want at least 50%. Got to be minimum 50%, guys. Come on, hit it. If you love that Harry Kane didn't turn up, hit the like button.
I mean, Kev, as bad as we are and as terrible as we make our decisions sometimes, you can always rely on Tottenham to make us feel a little bit better about ourselves.
Well, do you know what? I remember doing a Sky interview and I came out and said, hello. I came out and said, Harry Kane, he owes Tottenham anything now. He doesn't owe him nothing. He wants to leave. And I got people coming at me saying, where's he ever said that? I said, well, it's common knowledge that he wants out. All of this time through some of them teams that were really good, he's won nothing.
Nothing.
He's England captain. He wants to win now.
Yeah, absolutely. And him, listen, you know what? I mean, him not showing up, that's huge. But anyway, let's get back to the Arsenal real quick. Vinny's upset. Do you know what he's talking about, Vinny Vieira, right now? He's like, ask Super Kev about Leno. Okay, Kev, I need to ask you this as a player, all right? Because, you know, managers have tactics. Managers have, he's very upset about it, by the way. Managers have tactics, the way they want to play. However, with that said, this playing out the back, when you know you've got deficiencies, when you know you have players who may not be able to execute that every single time we have the ball there, please explain this to me, because it was embarrassing yesterday. It was embarrassing.
So we're going to go over it time and time again. It's, if players make bad decisions, that ain't the goalkeeper's fault. Players make bad decisions on the ball. That's what they're paid to do. They're paid to make better decisions on the ball. That is what they're paid for. Now, how can you legislate? He passed it to Tammy right on the edge of our 18-yard box. Bellerin. There's not Leno's, and as for the defending for Havertz's goal, I mean, come on. It was schoolboy. It's schoolboy stuff, Sophie. It really is schoolboy stuff. It's just another indication that there's so much to fix, and you wonder, like, where do you start? And so we've started with the midfield. Lokonga's come in. We've got a backup for Tierney. But it just shows you the more games we play, and it's been indicative in all of the preseason games that we've played, Kev, is that there are so many problems still to fix in this team. And there's so much dross still to get rid of. And I understand playing them, but why not just play, I don't know, play Aziz, play Balogun, play whoever? I mean, I just don't understand. Why does Kolasinac need to play yesterday? Why do you need to bring Kolasinac on? Because we've already been through this. He needs everybody to get game time. It's that simple. But you already know what Kolasinac is. You already know what Bellerin is. That's not going to change someone who wants to buy them. It's making it worse, Kev. Sophie, it doesn't matter. They still need game time. But why? They're professional footballers, Sophie. They need game time. But he's not going to play them when it comes to starting the season. Sophie, they need game time. It's pre-season. I don't understand. I really don't. Why does anyone need to see Kolasinac play for Arsenal right now? Sophie, because Arsenal Football Club are a professional football club, and they have a first-team squad. And when you have a first-team squad, your job is to make sure everybody gets game time, Sophie. Not everybody needs game time. Why isn't Torreira getting game time? Is Torreira here? Well, exactly. Why isn't he? No, I'm asking you. Is he here? I don't know. But if he's not here, he's not here, how can he get game time? Because he was okay. So then, why didn't Mavropanos get game time? Because he was on loan. But why didn't he get game time, Kev? Because he was on loan. No, because the manager needs to. Sophie, you could talk about other names. I'm talking about now. The manager as a squad, and the squad need games. They need game time. Right, but my point is, okay, and I'm talking from the perspective of a fan, all right? Why does Kolasinac need game time? Why? I understand, like, you know, Holding and El Neni and Xhaka's back and Willock, you know, Maitland-Niles even maybe, because they may still have a why does Kolasinac, why does Bellerin, why I'll say it again, Soph. There's no shop window. It's ridiculous. You've got a squad and listen, there is a shop window because you know what, Sophie? Kolasinac might not be at the football club.
I hope not.
Come the start of the season or when the window closes. But you still need to be able to give him game time so people could see him.
I don't hate anyone, Ask, but I don't understand why Kolasinac needs game time. I'm sorry.
Well, do you know what, Sophie?
I don't know the answer to this either, by the way. I get your point, everyone.
Sophie,
but I'm sorry.
Here's one
sorry,
for you then,
no.
Sophie,
I don't hate Kolasinac. Oh, my God.
Sophie, you run a team.
Love for Kolasinac. You know what? You hypocrites, some of you. Are you serious? Kolasinac has been a dog for this team. What has he ever done for the Arsenal? Bellerin makes mistakes, costs us. All these players that you keep supporting and you keep standing behind cost Arsenal Football Club. We're so average. We're so garbage. And you still want to defend the same garbage that have been given a chance year after year after year after year. Monday, there's my rant.
So here's the issue. I don't think that the squaddies are backing them to play. This talk is about game time in pre-season.
I don't care. We're 2 weeks out from starting the season.
It don't matter. It's still pre-season.
Oh, wait. So when everyone was saying against Hibs and the Scottish teams, oh, why are you having a meltdown? It's just pre-season. Now it's like, it doesn't matter?
No, I'm saying you've got a squad and they changed against Hibs. They changed the team. And against Rangers, they changed the team. This is what happens in pre-season.
We keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And we are 2 weeks before. Now, between now and August 31st, I hope that we bring in new players, Kevin.
Sophie, here's a question then.
Yep.
Did both teams not do the same yesterday? Did they not make wholesale changes? Both teams.
It doesn't matter about the wholesale changes. It's about what changes you're making. And Chelsea, you cannot compare us. No, Kevin, you cannot compare us to Chelsea Football Club right now.
No, I said, did both teams not make wholesale changes? I'm not comparing us to anybody.
Every team does in the preseason.
Thank you. So what is your argument?
My argument is if you're going to make wholesale changes, give other people an opportunity. I don't need to see Kolasinac and Bellerin play for Arsenal again.
Yeah, but
in these situations.
But that's you, Sophie. That's your personal opinion.
It's my opinion and a lot of Arsenal fans' opinion.
Yes, but the manager has a squad to manage.
That's the
difference. That's the difference.
Then play someone from the youth team.
No, he's not going to do that.
Okay.
He's not going to do that, Soph. I'm telling you. First, you've got to earn your position on that pitch. Earn it. Not a youth team player just because, I don't want to, because people don't like Kolasinac. No.
Here's one for you from James. Chelsea have just sold an 18-year-old left-back who's never played for them to Southampton tonight. Who's buying Kolasinac? Who's buying him?
Who said he's going to get bought? I said he's going to be in the window because he's going to have to find a club.
I don't care that Chelsea play Drinkwater either. I care about Arsenal. And we've seen this show before. It's like watching Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We know what's going to happen.
Sophie, the only way it's going to change is by replacing these players. But while they're at your football club, you have to look after them, whether you like it or not. You can't just discard people because the fans don't like them. Why just not
let Tavares play? Why are you bringing on Kolasinac? Who needs to see him? That's the point, Kev. Let Tavares have the game time against Chelsea. Let the young player. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Tavares came on.
He did.
Kolasinac came on because it's a squad, Sophie.
Let the young guy get the experience. Let him play.
He did come on.
That's what I'm saying. Why'd you? If he came on, why'd you need to bring on Kolasinac? Jeez.
Because it needs game time.
All right, listen.
Are we going to keep going over the same thing? Mikel Arteta has a squad that he's got to try and get them game time. Fair enough. Some of them ain't going to get any game time and some of them ain't going to be at the football club. I get that. But the squad thing is you've got to try and get everybody game time.
Lone Star. Don't say that. I'm not being silly. This is my opinion.
That's all,
and I have seen enough of Kolasinac. And look, my samurai sword is a lot better than Kolasinac's.
Don't get her mad, whatever happens.
I think you know where I'm coming from in my heart, everyone. You know?
Sophie, can I just say this?
Yes, you can say whatever you want.
Sophie, I understand where you're coming from. Of course I do. If this was the season, I can understand it. I understand it. But this is pre-season, Soph. Pre-season. We are not at the full quota of our transfers in yet. But we need to get there pretty quickly. Arsenal got to make some moves now.
I mean,
Arsenal got to seriously make some moves.
Kev, my point is, you and I said before the Euros, try and do your business. I know it's hard with the tournament, but this is exactly what we were afraid of, right? Here we are, 2 weeks before the season starts. It's 4 weeks before the transfer window ends. And we're a tough team to gel together when everyone's been there for a while, let alone bringing new players and gel them together. That's my point. You know, the point is that it takes time for these players to settle in, and we're just making it harder for ourselves. So,
Sophie, the difficult point is we can't recruit quick enough at the moment.
We can't. Okay, you're listening to Monday Madness. It's the top 5 talking points. We're focusing on the Arsenal-Chelsea game. Listen, I'm of the school of thought that Chambers, Elneny, Bellerin, Kolasinac, maybe even Holding, I mean, Xhaka, it's like time. And don't start selling me on Nketiah, because I've seen this Nketiah story from 2019. Oh my God, look how amazing he is. Oh, we saw him in the States. Everyone went nuts. We were like, oh, Nketiah is going to be, and he's doing well. Stop. Just stop, everybody. You want Arsenal Football Club to progress in the Premier League. You want us to be competitive again. You're not going to do it with those players. That's my point. Kev, everyone's going like, oh, Nketiah looks good. You agree with me on this one, don't you? Stop the madness.
Yeah, no, listen, I've, as far as I'm concerned, I thought they would have cashed in on Eddie. I thought they would have cashed in on Eddie Nketiah to Brighton for 25, 30 million. I really did. But it hasn't happened. He has looked sharp, but pre-season, Eddie's problem is he hasn't played enough games. And he won't get enough games at Arsenal. So really, Arsenal, to get linked with Lautaro Martinez, if you sell Eddie Nketiah and then you're going to go for him, then I understand.
You know what I also find funny is a few people in chat, and God bless all of you. I love each and every one of you and all of your points, right? People trying to say Eddie's been our best striker in pre-season.
Maybe he has, but it's
Stop
not the season.
The madness, please. You're talking about a broken captain who has lost his mojo. You're talking about another player in Lacazette who is not a goal-scoring machine. His game is a little bit different to that. Stop, please. It's insane to me, Kev. Like, we can't. This is what is bothering me about, you know.
Yeah, but always remember, Sophie, fan opinion, a lot of it is week to week, game to game. Somebody shines on 1 week, they're brilliant. They mess up the next week, they're useless. Come on, we've seen it. And this is pre-season. Pre-season, I don't get high, I don't get low, I just stay level. Because I know you could win every game in pre-season and look great, get into the first game and lose.
Exactly.
You could look terrible in pre-season, Sophie. Get to the first game, win and go on a run. Nothing is set in stone.
I've been very chill in this off-season. This is the first time I've gone a bit supersonic because we're getting closer. And why? Because we played Chelsea in a pre-season game. It's a very different to playing Hibs and Rangers and Watford. I'm sorry.
And let's be honest, Soph. The game was 2-2. That was a great finish by Willock. How the linesman didn't see it. Hey, it happens. And obviously no goal line technology, etc. But 2-2. I thought Chelsea had the better of it, especially obviously after Partey went off. But a lot of it is down to our own stupid errors.
And you know what, Kev? I know that, I've talked about Leno. He needs to just be better. I've talked about the Chambers El Nenis and the Kolasinacs and Holdings of the world. I know I was, hard on Nketiah, but I stand by that. Willock, if there's anyone that deserves a shot and a chance, I'm okay with that. I thought we should cash in, take as much as we could, but clearly the money's not there for that, Kev. So I'd like to focus on some of the positives from yesterday because there are positives.
Yeah.
And the positives are the same players that we've seen and the players that need other players to come into the club who are on their level, because that's when we're going to balance out as a football team, Kev. Thomas Partey looked gold.
Yep. Quality. Absolute quality.
Tierney gold. ESR gold. Pepe, I think he's going to have the type of season. I think he's going to be special this season.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, right? Ben White did a good job when he came on. Tomorrow night, we have an exclusive show with just a player profile on Ben White, by the way, you guys. You'll enjoy that. With someone who sat and watched him all season last season at Brighton. Go on, Kev.
Do you know what, Soph? For the first time in a long time, seeing a defender get back and make that tackle.
When he was 10 yards off, right?
When he was 10 yards off, had the speed to get back, get on the line and put his body on the line and put his body in between the ball and goal and make that challenge. That'll do for me, Soph. I know he's only just come into the club and he's been trained one day or whatever, but that'll do for me. His mentality is right.
Right.
That was the right. He never gave it up, Soph, and that's what I love.
Yes. And the other thing, just to quickly go back to Pepe, Kev, he seems like, I don't know if he's put on weight or he's bulked up a little bit, but he seems a little bit more physically present. Stronger. I don't know. Maybe someone can help share that, but I feel like he would, and I say this with respect because I have been someone who's been very hard on him, but his numbers speak for themselves when you dig deep and you look a little bit deeper, because when Pepe don't preach, our good friend MK who did this for us, okay, he will feel like a brand new signing this season. Not because he's been terrible, but because he could end up being the complete player that we signed and that we've wanted to see. He's been good, he's been solid, but he could be great this season, and that's the difference.
Well, as long as he keeps improving, I think that's what we want, don't we? We want him to kick on to another level. And look, fair play to the young man. He's put the work in on the training pitch. And you're right, Sophie, he does look stronger. He's holding players off a lot better now. So that all comes with putting in the work off the pitch. We are seeing it, and hopefully he gets the support he needs, because with support, I think he'll have a great season.
Which is why it's important that we get the right back, Kev. Because if he's going to be playing on that right side, which he will be, won't he? Let's face it, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, they may interchange. I think we all have our opinions on where we think he should play versus Saka, etc. But he's going to be on that right side. This is why I would, and I don't shoot me, everyone, but I would rather see Maitland-Niles playing that right back position than Chambers, because Pepe played his best when he was with Maitland-Niles mostly.
But Maitland-Niles don't want to play there, so.
No, I know. That's the problem.
Well, it's not a problem. It's not going to happen then. If he doesn't want to play there, you don't play a player in a position he doesn't want to play. No chance.
Do you think Cedric is going to? Chambers is going to be the number one guy, isn't he?
I think if we don't bring someone in, I think Chambers will start there.
But imagine if we did get a right back.
That's all I've been imagining all summer.
I know you and I have been wanting a right back and a creative midfielder and a partner to Partey, and that's that. That's what these are the things that we've wanted. And yeah, you're right. There's a stark difference with Pepe, with who plays behind him. These are facts. And James, you don't know that. How do you know he's going to be playing on the left and Saka's going to be playing on the right? Do you know that, Kev? Do we know that?
No, nobody knows. Listen, Saka, he's on an extended break, and he'll be back. So Pepe will play on the right to start the season. That's for sure. So we'll see.
Okay, so we have 420 in live chat right now. You guys are absolute
420.
gold.
We need 210 at minimum likes, guys. Hit it if you love the Arsenal and you love the fact Harry Kane didn't turn up for training today.
I mean, seriously, you have to hit the like button if you hate Tottenham. These are the things that we can still be happy about, right? Let's see. SM. Boom. Soph nails it. Right back position is so important this season. We are left-sided attacking team. Kev, we have had, when we need an outlet, and we need something to happen. We're so predictable. Left side, left side, left side. We need more on that right side. And I think we all agree on that, don't we? Yep. What was your other observation from the friendly with Chelsea yesterday, Kev? We talked our 5 points of Thomas's injury, the return of Xhaka, playing out the back and that conundrum with Leno. The Chambers, El Neni, Bellerin, Kolasinac holding situation, Willock staying, Eddie, and everyone getting a bit too excited about that maybe. The one I wanted to leave you with was Ober and Laka. What the hell?
Yeah, look, again, like I said, the last 2 weeks of preseason is where usually the forwards really come to the fore because a lot of the sharp stuff happens. The diesel starts to go to high octane, and you tend to find the forwards really come into their own in the last 2 weeks of That's just the way it's built, because fitness just doesn't happen straight away. You got to build it up, and you got to do the work, plyometrics, etc., to get peaking for the start of the season. So, look, Aubameyang is suffering a little bit with his confidence. Anybody can see that. There was a great chance there where he could have headed it in and he fluffed his lines. But again, you get nothing for scoring goals in pre-season. That Friday night against Brentford is where it really matters. And as long as he's ready for that, I'm happy if he don't score pre-season, I'll tell you that much.
Kev,
just be ready for the season.
You just reminded me a little bit of old Brucey Forsyth. Play your cards right. You get nothing for a pair.
Nothing in this game. Not in this game.
Not in this
pre-season,
game.
Pre-season is nice to win and all that. But at the end of the day, what matters is that first game.
Okay, so I think, we'll
Can I make one more point?
You can make as many points as you like.
No, I just want to make one more point about Lokonga. Because I touched on Ben White doing one thing. Lokonga made it look effortless in midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And did people see his passing range?
Oh, my God.
Some of the things never came off. But some of the ball to Pepe running through was quality. Absolute quality. And he's got the pictures. He can see it. He can do it. He can execute. So I know what you're saying before. So where Lokonga's ready, he can play. The kid can play. He really can play.
Thank you, Kev. Because really this whole nonsense I keep hearing, is he quite ready? And some people are even saying, oh, maybe he needs to go on loan. I'm like, are you crazy?
Go on loan where? We captain of Anderlecht at 21 years old, and you want him to go on loan? Come on, man.
I'm telling you right now, with Thomas Partey injured, he's my first midfielder on the team sheet. Throw him into the frying pan. Let the boy play. Stop this nonsense. Oh, I don't know if he's ready. ESR and Saka are ready. He's got that type of mentality, that type of player. He's ready. He's ready. Yeah, totally ready. And he comes highly recommended, as we know. He just seems like different. And that's the thing, Kev. Like yesterday, you could see out there on the pitch who is quality and who is not.
He's not phased, is he?
He's not. He's not phased at all. And that's the thing about these other players. I'm sorry. Your time at Arsenal is done. Tick tock, tick tock. The clock is done. The alarm is off. You need to go.
Sophie, you know what we need? We have to have a trap door, love. We need a big handle. Pull the trap door When the players leave, boom, gone.
Now you're talking about another game show. It's a knockout. Do you remember?
Yeah, It's a Knockout was brilliant. With the big wobbly guys and all that, they pull the trap door and you fall there.
Get 'em
Unbelievable.
out.
That's what we need. We need that big handle for the trap door.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
some of these players, we've known some of these players ain't good enough. And the issue before regarding Kolasinac isn't whether he's good enough or not, because we know he's not good enough. But the fact of the matter is, if you've got a squad, they have to get game time. But the trap door is going to be pulled on him, that's for sure.
And Kev, we pulled the trap door in January because we knew it was zero ROI. No one was going to get any money back on that. So we pulled the trap door, and I was very proud of the club and Arteta and Edu. Like you said, I said this is our best transfer window ever, getting rid of that lot, right?
Yep.
Do the same now. Just get rid of them.
Yeah,
Get rid of them.
It wouldn't surprise me, Soph. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they paid Kolasinac up. Paid him up, give me Sink trapdoor.
Yes, he's still because potentially he's still part of the
Trapattoni. There you go.
They're all doing the Trapattoni now.
Trapattoni.
Okay, great stuff, you guys. Really good show. You didn't even have to do this tonight, Kev.
I know. I didn't even have to Bruk the neck, but I think you.
It was more this.
Yeah, it was more samurai. Woof. Samurai Sophie. Whoa.
There's 3 or 4 names that just send me here as a new season starts, and it's, Kolasinac is top of that list. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm a hater. Just means it's time for him to move on. It's like me. I know when to leave the party. It's time for him to leave the party. That's all. Right. Well, we'll be back. And Josh from ABW. Hello. Wait until someone is stupid. Yes, Josh. Very good point. That is a good point. Wait until someone is willing to pay, but that's the problem. I don't think he's going to pay.
Problem.
And Martin, you raise a great point. Willian did not get subbed on yesterday. That was the big bonus of the Chelsea match that we lost and actually drew because the lino was an idiot. Before you go, please say Mavropanos one last time. Dinos Mavropanos. Sokratis Papastadopoulos. No more Greek players at the Arsenal. It doesn't work.
We have to make one up.
Sophia Nicolaou. I'll play for them.
There you go.
So Josh will be with us tomorrow. He has watched Ben White a hell of a lot at Brighton. He has a season ticket at Brighton and he's watched him in and out for an entire season. So he's going to come on and help us decipher Ben White in tomorrow's player profile. So you won't want to miss that. Some great shows coming up this week as well. So stay tuned. Don't forget to go to footballprizes.co.uk. Get your ticket for the Aubameyang boot. I know he's not playing great now, but still it's a good collectible, right, Kev?
Big time. Yeah. Aubameyang's boot. We'll have some of that, guys.
Yes. I'll have a picture of that for you tomorrow. I forgot to upload it. That's the truth, but I'll put it up on the site. And also don't forget to get your Bruk the Neck merch. In every single description, we've got it below, so you can buy your Bruk the Neck stuff. And of course, as you know, most of the proceeds are going to Gooners versus Cancer, so that's a really good one too. And when you do get your ticket for Football Prizes, use code SQUAD10 to get 10% off as well. That's it from me, Kev. It's over to you.
Well, listen, everyone. We know we've got problems at times, but there was also some positives. So let's stick with the positives. And hopefully we could get some work done, transfers done. And we're going to see you squaddies tomorrow. At ease, squaddies.